What's up, you guys? It's your boy Miguel here to give you your daily dose of radiation. In today's video, we are covering the X-ray tech world, why some of the techs get burnt out with their career. So to give you context, I am a night shift X-ray tech. I've been doing it for over 4 years. And me personally, I don't think it would ever happen to me just because of how hard it was to acquire this degree, and both of just because I'm like the first person to ever have a degree in my family, and just because of the place I work at, and I'm fortunate enough to have a good job and a good place to work at and actually enjoy it. But then again, there's other people who don't really enjoy their job and despise being there and complain all the time. But leading down the actual topic, most techs, and I've seen it mainly from veteran techs, even for some people at the very beginning of their career, I've seen it they all get burnt out and they all kind of feel the same, which I understand. Talking to some of the more veteran techs or other people in other modalities. But essentially what happens is over the years, you can join as far as it can come down to pay, it can come down to upper management, it could be the shift, night shift, day shift, whatever worker situation you have. It can literally come down to so many things that can kind of push you to either want to pursue another modality or you just don't want to do X-ray in general. You would think, oh, okay, Miguel, surely like the nurses, like to help people, you feel good. Majority of the time, especially where I work at the emergency room, it is, I would say, it's a 50-50 of people you go and help and they really need your help, and they're thankful that you help them. Obviously there's other people that are in legit traumas and are cussing and yelling at you, but I mean, it's understandable. You're in pain, you're dying. We're okay with that. You're helping them regardless of how much yelling and cussing, like you feel for them, right? And then there's other people who come in, they're not really the most, they're essentially asshole. Like, I'm just putting out their blunt, keeping it real with y'all. They're like mean, rude, and some of them literally come all the time, and it'll be like one patient to ruin the experience for everyone else. Like, I can start off my night 7, which today's my night 7, and already be tired, already feel, sluggish, just trying to make it, trying to do my best job. Obviously, regardless of if you have good patients or bad patients, you always treat everyone the same. And depending how they treat you, you try to be the most professional and, try to get the job done. But like, you will literally can go to a patient and they will be straight up, I've been called a wetback. I've been called all types of slurs. And I'm like, what does this got to do with your X-ray, sir? If you just didn't want it, you just had to say no. Like, or you could be cussed at because they have beef with other, like other experiences they had at the department, or even at the hospital. And sometimes I look at them and in my brain, I'm like, well, then why do you keep on coming back? Like every time, and some of them are like, they come every month or once a week. You literally see the same people, and some of them are such frequent flyers. When they come, the nurses, our team, even the doctors, we're all like, so-and-so's here, and we're like, dang. And the nurses, regardless of what they have, one nurse has to take care of them, because it's like every person that comes into the hospital has to be seen by a nurse and a doctor. We don't always gotta deal with them, but it's always like there'll be a type of way if they have to deal with them. And I literally will see them go into the room and they'll be at the door and they'll just like try to, be professional. But you can like see it in their face that it's that one patient that just kind of ruins it for everyone, for like the rest of the shift, or stress them out. Or it'll be patients who ask for so much stuff when they really don't need it, or it just causes a big cluster of issues, and ultimately it leads down to people being burnt out. And us in general, I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. The X-ray department in general, regardless of where you go, you deal with the same shit everywhere. I've talked to techs who've traveled. I've had people on our team who've traveled to Trauma Ones, to state-of-the-art places. Everywhere, you literally, it's like pick your own poison and deal with the stuff that you're able to just, deal with. I'm just fortunate enough that I'm like super, super chill and calm, and nothing really bothers me. And even my manager will always laugh and ask, he's like, Miguel, everything good? I'm like, yeah. Any problems? I'm like, the machine lets me push the button. I can't really complain. I have some good doctors every once in a while. There's literally nothing to complain. And he'll laugh and he's like, Miguel, out of all the techs we have here, this is probably the shortest little like yearly evaluations I've had, because other techs will just rant and complain and tell them all this stuff, and I'm just over here like, can't really, it is what it is. You can't fix some stuff. Other stuff, it's out of his hand too. And it's the same thing. And it amazes me. You would think working at the hospital that each department would get praised more. And it's kind of a slope between, like, the nurses have always the hierarchy of praise and all the, well, even them, they still have shitty equipment too. I've been told by my lady who's a nurse, and even some of the nurses up here complain all the time too. But like, they have, like, I feel the hospital push more praise and more stuff towards them, even with the patients too. Like, it's just part of what you deal with. Even with radtech week versus nurses week, you can see it too. But one of the things I see is that most techs, some of them will get tired of just doing chest x-rays. I've heard many who will pursue like interventional radiology, or they'll go to surgery, or they'll do a different modality, right? And they're like, oh yeah, I just got tired of doing chest x-rays, tired of dealing with the same stuff or staff or whatever, and I went over here. It's like, well, at least over here, I'm like, I'm making more money. And I'm like, cool. What about the other problems? He's like, it's the same shit, Miguel. It's the same thing. I'm dealing with the same stuff, but at least I'm getting paid more money. And I was like, I suppose it's true. But it is more responsibility. Like, I could say for a fact that even at my hospital, if you work CAT scan and you do x-rays, whichever one you do, right? Obviously, we make a little bit less money than CAT scan. But sometimes I'll see like the workload and the responsibility they have. And for some people, they can do it and it's fine. And you do you. And then other people, I see that can crush them. I've seen techs that go to CAT scan, get certified, and then they are there working for a little bit. Maybe they signed a contract, maybe they had something going on and they had to do it. And then they come back to my department and just do x-ray again. And then I'm like, yo, what happened? And then they're like, I can't. And I was like, but more money. He's like, no, I just can't do that. Like, I can't deal with whatever they have going on over there. And I'm like, there's people who literally are certified in other modalities and then end up just coming back here, because at least sometimes it's like, it can be just like 30-second chest x-ray and then boom, you keep pushing. Like, I mean, in CAT scan too, it can be pretty chill sometimes, but you deal with a lot of doctors and a lot of residents and a lot of other stuff that causes people to be burnt out. And the longer I work here, I notice that, and it's mainly with every new year that new techs come in, and I was part of it at the beginning, and I realized it till later on. The hospital always offers more money towards the new batch. And every generation that comes after us will ask for more money. And I was in one of the meetings with the manager, and he literally told us, he's like, hey, all these new generation ask for X amount of money. Because the manager can only recruit, but then the HR is the one who negotiates the money and stuff, right? So the HR and whoever the tech is will say, hey, I want X amount of money. And then they're like, hey, we can pay you X amount of money, but we got to double check, with the manager. And then the manager, sometimes we'll laugh. We'll like, literally, you want to pay him what like my senior tech who's been here like 20 years or however long is making. He's like, if you do that to a brand new tech, the fuckery that will happen in the department once they figure out how much that one new tech is making, but won't give raises to everyone else. So there's that aspect. If you are, and so that's why some people will job jump to different places. I have no need to do that. I actually enjoy my work, and I'm fortunate enough to be in a good place. So I like the other hospital in my town. As a student, I went there and I never enjoyed it. And I never liked it, and I could see why working somewhere else like over there could get you burnt out. And so I'm like, it's a good job here. Some of the veteran techs who live locally here have been to other hospitals and they end up just here for forever. So I'm like, it's a pretty good job. I can put up with the few things they complain about. And I'm like, I'm just stick it out, But it's just a lot of things that cause people to be burnt out. And me personally, for some of the stuff, I'm like, I get it. Other stuff, I'm like, it's a job. People gonna complain regardless. Sometimes I'm like, just push the button, get your money, go home. That's it, bro. Because some of the stuff they be complaining about, and I'm like, it's really not the big deal. People, like my managers told me, people just want to complain, to rant, to vent, to just... Because sometimes they'll complain. Day shift will there, complain about whatever happened, how busy it was, or whatever they had going on. And I look at them, and I'm like, I deal with that too, but I don't complain about it. Or they'll like even bother my manager about it. And even he will always tell me that he's thankful that our department, like our little section of team, doesn't really complain about anything. We just, get stuff done and keep it pushing. But, it's just, I hope that if you're watching this and you're pursuing this degree, that you find somewhere that, if you're able to find a gold nugget like I did and you love a place, I hope you stay there and you enjoy your job. But if you're somewhere, I just wish the best of luck to y'all, because I've known from students, some of the clinical sites, some of the places, it's not the best. Money's not there, overworked, underpaid, and I hope you're able to find the balance, because it can be. You can literally be like me, where you can enjoy your job, enjoy what you do. As you can see in my logo, it's a little dinosaur. I genuinely do enjoy looking at bones. Obviously, I would have preferred to do Xray bone, like dinosaur bones, but this is the best I got for now. But if you're still here, I appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm about to go and push the button, and night.